Hey everyone, Alex Russell here, and in this video we're going to run through my recommendations for basic feeding products for your newborn baby and what you'll need when you first bring Bubs home from the hospital. And today what we're doing is we're just changing the video side of things up a little bit. We're actually going for a walk with Bubs out in the park to make it a little bit more enjoyable for you watching the vid. So with that out of the way, let's jump in and have a look at the products I used with my daughter and why I decided to purchase them after doing my research on the abundance of different brands and things that are out there. So first, let's talk feeding, let's talk bottles. When I had my daughter, we used bottles and formula, and more than anything, I would highly recommend including a bottle into your baby's feed. So you as the father can feed baby and build that connection with them, and also take a load off your partner's feeding routine who is probably feeding them most of the times. You can do those night feeds or those early morning feeds just to help her out a little bit. In our quest to find the perfect bottle, we tried multiple different ones. However, the one that really worked for our family was the Dr. Brown bottles. They are highly recommended from many parents and midwives and come with many years of research backing them. They've got a specialized anti-colic vent system, which is that green tube you see here inside this bottle. They worked wonders for our baby, especially for like trapped wind and gas, stomach pains. And the vent also allows the bubbles in air to escape from the milk, which whilst baby sucks rather than swallowing the air, and you don't really want them building up the wind in their bellies. Next off on the list is formula. So we started our baby on stuff called S26 Gold. She got super blocked up, gassy, couldn't really burp properly, and we found that she was grouchy all the time. There was a time where she was so sore and actually screamed for a period of time because she was so congested that we just kind of decided that wasn't the right product for us. So we tried another different brand, which was called Aptamil Gold, Colic and Constipation. Now I'm not saying that the actual other formula is a bad formula. I'm just providing the example of what we found, and it didn't really work for our baby, so we really tried to find something else to work with, and this Aptamil worked really well. We've been using it for over 3 months now. It is quite a thick formula, required a level 2 teat from the Dr. Brown's bottle, which means it just required the teat to have a bigger hole in it because of the thickness of the milk. But I'll tell you that it's been a blessing, especially for my little girl. She burps as soon as she finishes eating now, it doesn't cry, and there's no more wind build up in her belly, so she's happy. Warming the formula method. I'm going to save you a bunch of money with this one. This tip, you don't need special formula heating devices or bottle warming machines. All you really need is 2 different coloured thermoses you can purchase from the local supermarket. One colour to hold hot water and one to hold cold water, and when baby gets hungry you just pour them both together into their bottle, or into the baby's bottle, and you have perfectly warm water for them. It's a really good hack, especially if you're going to a cafe or going somewhere. You don't have to ask for any hot water, you can just take it with you. If you want to go a step further in shortening the bottle making process, you can actually pre-fill the baby's bottles up with pre-boiled water, and normally around 10 to 20 mils less than required. And when baby gets hungry, you pour a bit of your hot water from the thermos into the bottle, because it would have cooled by then, and then it's as quick as that really. Next off, we've got formula dispenser. This is something I'm super mad with myself that I didn't use earlier. It's been an absolute godsend in reducing the amount of stuff we need to lug around everywhere. It's simply just a container with separated compartments, so you can pour the exact amount of formula into the bottle when needed, and you just literally carry the container around. Normally has about 3 or 4 compartments for 3 or 4 feeds. Not a necessity, just a way to reduce the amount of stuff in your bag, so you're not carrying a big can of formula around with you. Well, a milk pump. We did a ton of research around breast pumps during pregnancy, and the one that definitely stood out was the Milkbar Advanced Flow. That's the one that we ended up purchasing. There were hundreds of reviews from other parents, mostly all positive. Word of mouth was really positive from our friends and family, and the fact that it was kind of impossible to actually purchase because the blimmin' thing was always sold out tells you that it was a pretty good product, right? Bottle sanitizers. So don't overspend on this product. It's all the same food grade, recyclable, microwavable plastics that each company uses. And they all pretty much do the same thing. We just use the bottle sanitizer that came in the Dr. Brown's bottle pack, and it's perfect. So if you can, try to get bottles that come with everything. So your bottle brushes, your cleaners, your sanitizers, they all come in the same box. As long as the sanitizer can steam the bottles at boiling temperature and it says on there, you know, removes 99.9% of bacteria, then you're good to go. Make sure to get one that's quite large as well, so you can throw all the bottles in at once rather than 2 at a time or something slower. You'll probably find that whatever pack you get, whether it's large or small, will determine the sanitizer. So try and buy the bigger pack if you can afford it to get the bigger sanitizers. And lastly, we've got RHUGER, really excellent product for trapped wind. Just put the recommended dose in the bottle whilst feeding bubs. We use this religiously and we noticed a huge improvement with our daughter's trapped wind. It's super important to try to limit the amount of wind that they got in their belly, otherwise they're super uncomfortable and not a very happy baby. Alright, so that's it for feeding, guys. Hope you find these tips helpful and enjoyed the landscape. I'll try and do more of these with this beautiful landscape. Thanks very much for following the journey here, and as always, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.